What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Shay Renee, and today we are here to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 15, Episode 1. And y'all, this season is already giving off Revenge of the Clout Chasers, okay? But let's get into it, y'all, shall we?
Can't ball in my life, man. Go on with it, go on with it. Do us. So we are coming with a force. Yeah. Blessing the reap and we coursing on.
Now, y'all, let me tell you something. I, for one, am excited about this season because I want to see the ladies tear Martell's chunky butt up, okay? I want to see them read him from A to Z. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And this ain't even Love and Marriage Huntsville, but I just want to see them do it on Real Housewives of Atlanta because I know that is the place to do it. Okay. So the episode starts off where Martell is over there in his tightest suit that he has, the tight suit special, and he's at Sheree's house. So of course they have to present the fact that he's there because he's ultimately going to be the drama for the season. So he comes over there. He's coming from his upscale magazine shoot, and Sheree greets him at the door. He's giving her all these niceties about how she looks. They supposed to work out together. She ain't sweating. Blah blah blah. So Sheree ultimately is having a private chef come over so that she can make a meal for them. So the private chef comes. Martell goes in the back to change his clothes, and the private chef enters. So she tells her what she's going to be cooking for them for their meal, and then Martell comes out. So they sit down to have a conversation, and Martell begins to try to go in on Candy and Todd, talking about how they're short because Sheree basically told him, he asked, so what are the girls saying? Was everybody, anybody asking you about me, whatever? And she was like, yeah, everybody's just happy that I'm happy. Candy talked about you too, or whatever. And he was like, oh yeah, the one that called me an opportunist, ain't her husband the one that's an opportunist? I'm like, Martell, sir, you don't have no room to be talking about nobody, okay? You and your collared suit, just don't even get yourself involved because you really don't have it. You don't have the goal or enough balls to deal with Todd, okay? So you might want to leave him and his wife alone because you ain't got enough money, enough anything to come for them, okay? So then they proceed to talk about, he asked about Kenya, oddly, but of course, Sheree continues to say how Kenya is happy for them, whatever the case may be. So then they start doing this old weird stuff about them wanting the hunch, and I'm like, oh child, I really don't want to see that. But what I also thought was very weird about the scene, and I did a video on this whole scene before, where he thought somehow that this chef was turning into a threesome of it all. Now, Martell, everybody want to tell you that you fine as wine, but you really not, Mighty Mouse. You really are not that cute. Okay. I don't know why y'all women keep on lying to this man. And then Bravo, you think he's slick showing this scene with him getting down to the bucket naked and showing his bodily parts. I can do without that. All of it. Okay. So moving on, okay. In the next scene, we have Candy meeting up with Don Juan and Carmen. Okay, I am happy to see Carmen. Now, I'm not trying to be shady or anything, but Carmen looks like she is partaking on a little Botoxery or something. Her face looks a little different than what it did before. And I don't think it's because of any weight gain or anything. She just look a little different. I don't know. Comment down below and let me know. Let me know if that's what y'all think. So they sit down and talk, and Don Juan makes a joke, and he says, "Yeah, Candy don't got time for you because she got some new friends, Sanya and Drew, or whatever the case may be." And Candy was like, new friends? No, don't do that. Because Carmen is one of her best friends. So she definitely don't want to put that out there, even though she is cool with Drew and saying it. So then they begin to talk about she ain't doing nothing, and talk about her website crashing. Let's just stop playing these little games about Sheree and her website. The website did not crash. In my opinion, okay, we got the banner going. I don't think her website crashed. I think that Sheree is just a novice e-commerce person, and she didn't have enough materials, and so they put up this fake, oh, my website crashed thing. Okay. Your website didn't crash, sis. Or you made it seem like that because you wanted people to think that it was just all this anticipation for your website. But be that as it may, girl, you like it. I love it. So moving on, Kenya eventually shows up, and so does Monyetta. So Monyetta comes in, and they're talking about the scene from last season. I guess Candy had a little mood with Monyetta because she felt like she didn't defend her last season. Now, I don't know if it was that Monyetta didn't defend Candy or that Monyetta didn't really say much last season at all. Um, I really want to see her get active this season because being a friend of the show, you gotta be a part of the show. And I just don't think that Monyetta is messy. She gives off very she just seemed like a cool chick. Like she just seems very real, but not real messy. You know what I mean? So I just don't know, I don't know how this is going to go for her, but I want to see her on the show, but I want to see her doing something on the show because seeing you being nice on the show where everybody else is being messy, it's just not a great combination, if you will, if that makes any sense. So moving on, Candy, I guess, has accepted her apologies and whatnot because she's still around. Because you know how Candy like to cut people off, child, because she ain't probably laid eyes on Phaedra since that whole situation. But that's just a side note. So they proceed to have a conversation, and they're talking about Sheree and Martell and everything. And basically Candy knows, well, one of her cousins has a friend that Martell was, they have the same manager or something like that, and that whole fake little optics of a picture that they were trying to set up with Freddie O, where he was supposed to be shown on a date. All of these attempts for him to try to make Mel jealous or make it look like he's moved on and he's such a better person, all these things that they continuously do to try to make this man look better than he is. And it's just like, y'all just need to get at a rest. He's trash. It is what it is. Accept it, move on. The people of the public are not dumb. We see what type of man he is, and he's not a man at all. So moving on, then Kenya proceeds to say, well, he was actually up in my DMs. And she's like, should I even tell Sheree? So they look at the DM, and apparently it's when, so for those people that know Instagram, this is for the people that don't. So when you are not friends with somebody on Facebook and you send, I'm at the Facebook, child, it's late. Give me a little bit. Okay. It's nighttime, but y'all gonna see this in the morning. On Instagram, when you are not friends with somebody on Instagram, your messages are essentially hidden. Okay. So it goes under the requests folder, if you will. So you have to actually go over there and look at the message for it to even be acknowledged. So his message must have been in requests all this time. So Kenya never saw the message. So if you don't go and look at the message, if the person deletes it, then it will go away. Okay. So Kenya must have never looked at the message. She never knew what it said. But I'm like, how did you know that he was trying to get at you if you never looked at the message? Something was a little fishy there. So they go over to the message and accept it, and there was nothing in there. But apparently later on in the season, we're going to see what the actual message was because Martell obviously did not delete the message. Okay. So shout out to House of Aaron because House of Aaron was shown in the scene with Candy, Don Juan, and Carmen. And I love to see my fellow YouTubers out here getting known, getting seen, and doing big things. So shout out to House of Aaron. So moving on, in the next scene, we have Sanya at her house with her family. Her little boy is so cute. Deuce. He, and first of all, and he looked just like his mama, okay? That was all the works of her. Her husband must have just been a donor, because that little boy looked just like her, and he looked just like her sister. So she got the stronger genes with that. But moving on, her sister, her sister's husband, her mom, and her and Aaron are all in the kitchen. So they're eating. And the sister is complaining about Sanya because she feels like Sanya doesn't have any regard for anybody's time. They're talking about Aaron's 40th birthday party. Apparently, something happened with the venue that they had previously, so they had to acquire a new venue the day before the party, apparently. So everything is going as it should. And so the sister proceeds to talk about how Sanya be at 11 o'clock at night asking her to take her damn weave out, how everybody in the family has worked for her in some capacity, and that, just basically Sanya doesn't have any boundaries. Like, the mother was her manager at one point. Apparently, her father was her manager at one point. Now her sister's husband is working for her as her assistant. The sister was doing her hair. So it's like she has employed all of them, and all of them are living in her house right now. So it's a lot on her. So I can see both sides where everybody is really feeling some type of way. Like, the sister is feeling like her boundaries are constantly being crossed, saying you don't have a bedtime. Apparently, she ruins dinner for the kids because they eat dinner every day at 6:30, but saying you'll be like at 6:29, let's go outside and play. And the sister is saying, you making me look like the bad guy because you in here getting ready to take the kids outside. And I'm just like, wait, but we have dinner at 6:30 and we do this every day. You don't have a schedule and you just basically in here effing up. Okay. So basically they having some sibling quarrels right now, and that's that. Obviously they got over it because they were all partying it up the next day at Aaron's birthday party. So moving on, we see hold on y'all, because if y'all don't know, I go through the show by looking at the scenes. So then we have the next day. In the next scene, Kenya is at home with her daughter. No, I'm sorry, no we not, yes we are. Hold on y'all. Yes, Kenya is at home with her daughter, Brooklyn. Okay. And Brooklyn has been doing well at school, I guess. So she got her all these dresses. And Brooklyn is so adorable. I love seeing Kenya as a mom because it's just great to see the softer side of Kenya. And, this is just a really, really good time for her. I think last season she had a really good season, and I have a feeling she's going to have a really good season this season as well, because I think it's refreshing to not see her as the villain all the time. Like, Kenya is very funny, and I think that, it's time that we finally see her in her natural light. Okay. And we're finally starting to see that, outside of the fact that the girl is funny as hell. We can't deny that. And she's shady as all get up. So in the next scene, we see Todd and Candy at the house, and Todd and Candy are having some struggles right now. Candy did confide in Monietta and Kenya in a previous scene where they were talking about Martell and all that stuff, where her and Todd are having some struggles because Todd wants to do this movie, and apparently they had a schedule mix up where Todd accidentally scheduled a meeting to talk about the movie that he wants to do, while she was supposed to be doing a spoof and he was supposed to be in it. And he's just feeling like he's constantly doing all these things to support her, but she's not really doing a whole lot of things to support him. And it's just frustrating. And she's just like, she has all this stuff going on. She got Ace calling her to help with homework and stuff like that. So she's being pulled in all these different directions to remain successful. So it's becoming challenging, kind of juggling it all. And listen, success comes with a price. It really does. But sometimes you may have to give up some things so that you don't sacrifice your family in the end. So I think that, hopefully Candy can find some balance with that. So we go into the scene where Todd is on his laptop and the kids are at the kitchen table, at the kitchen counter, and they're trying to eat dinner as a family. And Candy is frustrated because she's like, listen, I got a lot of stuff to do too, but I'm taking away time to make sure this is supposed to be family time. You the one complaining about family time and I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that to participate with you, but you over here on your computer at the table and we supposed to be eating dinner as a family. So I can see both sides. I feel like there's a little bit of a power struggle right now with them, but I think that Todd and Candy can work through it because they seem to have pretty good communication and they talk to each other. And I think that they have a foundation of friendship in their relationship, which is very important. So that's going to be key in them working through this obvious hurdle that they have right now, um, going on in their relationship. So moving on, Todd eventually gets off the computer, and then they end up eating as a family apparently. So in the next scene we have Marlo and the boys. Okay, so they sit down, eat some, quesadillas. It's like Taco Tuesday or whatever. And then Marlo is having a life coach come over so that they can continue to nurture their relationship. So Marlo talks to the boys and, they talk about the time where she basically pawned them off on her sister because she needed a break. Now I find it mighty funny that Marlo is out here talking about Candy and her parenting and all this, that, and the third, but you literally shipped your nephews off. It's like they're only good for her for a storyline or when it makes anything to make her image look good or make her look good. And I feel bad for those boys because it seems like they are like trying to do whatever they can to please her so that she doesn't ship them off anywhere. Not because I mean, they're kids, they're going to be mischievous, obviously, but it just feels like they're extra cautious. I can see it in their demeanor, like they're extra cautious of what they say and what they do. And, it's not coming from a place of security where they want to, I don't know. It just feels like they're just trying to please her. It's not because they've created some solid relationship where they just love her and they respect her and they're just trying to do the right thing. It's like, okay, I don't want to be shipped off to my other aunt's house anymore because she got a whole bunch of kids, and I'd rather have my own space in here. At least we got more space to move about the vessel in here. Over there, it was already children and a lot going on in a small apartment. I'll take what we got over here with crazy lady. So they have the life coach come over and the life coach is talking to them and Marlo is trying to get sympathy. She gets to crying and apologizing to the boys for sending them off and telling them that she really loves them and she didn't mean anything by it. She's learning and all this, that, and the third, which, you know what? I can commend her for getting the life coach. I don't know if she's just doing it for cameras or to get some clout, but it seemed like everything she doing this season is for clout anyway. But whatever. But the life coach seems to be helping them to all navigate their emotions and best communicate with each other, which is going to be good for Marlo because she don't know how to communicate with nobody. Everything turns into negativity, negativity, negativity. Her saying hurtful things to people, doing hurtful things to people, and she just needs to learn how to communicate better. Period. All the way around with everybody around her. So hopefully this life coach can do that for her. Moving on, we go over to Sheree's house, and Sheree is having Sonya come over. They're going to be working out. Now, I don't know why Sonya got to go over Sheree's house to work out. Now, Sheree, she do looking like the bomb. The lady looked like a brick house, but Sonya has a 10-pack. Like her, woo, you could wash a load of clothes on that belly, okay? Excuse me, y'all, I don't have no water. You can wash a load of clothes on that belly because it is very, very homegirl is fit, okay? So I guess two fit chicks working out together. It was making it look like Sheree was like training Sanya or something, but I think that was just a setup to get the girl Courtney over there so they can introduce her together. So moving on. Hold on, y'all. I need some daggone water. Give me a second.
Yeah. Work, 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 work. See me, I get work, 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 work. See me do me dirt, 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 dirt. So me for that work, 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 work. When you walk a line, line, places. I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience.
All right, y'all. Had to get some water. Throat get dry doing these videos. So moving on. They are talking. Sanya reveals to she talks about the birthday party and all that stuff that she's planning for Aaron. Then she starts to talk about the squabble that she had with her sister, the little argument that they had. And then, you know, some of the issues that she's having with all of her family being in her house and whatnot. So it's just a lot. So Courtney comes over. Okay. Now, it's very obvious that Courtney is going to be the mole this season. She's going to be pretty much the same way. I don't even remember what Homegirl's name was last season with the dog bones and her antagonizing Drew. But now you got Courtney. So Courtney is going to be doing the dirty work for both Sheree and Marlo, which is sad. It's like, girl, I wouldn't even want to be that girl. Like, I'm not even going to have my friends using me to be messy. But anyway, she comes over and she's talking about how apparently Candy has been reaching out to people to see who she is or whatever the case may be. And I get what she said. I guess what basically she's getting at is, you know, everybody, Candy said in her speak on it that everybody reaches out when they hear that somebody new is going to be on the show. You know, everybody is looking to see who the person is so they can see what type of connection they have with the person previously, if they know who they are, because you just never know who coming on this show to try to come for you, what the motive of the network is to bring said people on the show. So I'm sure all the cast, and she said everybody does it. They look into people, but Candy wasn't really looking into her. It was just more of like a, somebody said that Candy knows the girl. So she's like, who is she? But apparently Candy knows Dana, um, which did a panel with Courtney. So she saw some video or a pic or whatever, and she knew her. She didn't know who the Courtney lady was. And Courtney was like, you know, I respect Candy. She's worldwide. She's doing this and she's doing that. So in this scene, it didn't seem as messy. And Sanya made it very clear. She's like, listen, I'ma just be here to listen, but I'm just here so I don't get fined. What y'all not gonna do is get me on Candy's side, because we actually got a spoof coming out today. So what you're not gonna do is make me look like we ain't friends. Cause yeah, Sheree, I like you and all, and you got this big old house and everything, but this ain't providing me with nothing. Candy is actually where it's at. You know, I'm gonna nurture that friendship there. So hope you can understand. We gonna all be cool, okay? So moving on, we get to the next scene because Courtney, I'm done. I'm good on her. So we get to the next scene. Sanya goes to the venue where they're going to be having Ross's, her husband's birthday party. Now, Sanya in the past throwing parties, we got to be a little worried about that, okay? But this party, she knew what she was doing. Whoever she got to put the fixings on this whole scenery did an amazing job. Now, saying you spent $100,000 on this birthday party, sis. You must be running to the bank. I know you a track star and all, but yeah, sister girl got some coins to be doing all of that. Okay. So moving on, then we see, so her and her mom goes to the venue, check everything out. Everything is to their liking. They love it. Candy and Todd are at their house getting their clothes together. Then we have Marlo getting dressed. All the ladies are getting ready to go to this party. So Marlo is talking to Rico Chappelle, which Rico, you will want to not get yourself all messy into Marlo's BS. Okay, so they're sitting there talking about the spoof that Candy did on Marlo and Sheree. And Sheree seems to be in a little tizzy about the spoof that Candy did too. But it's like y'all were talking about her all last season. Y'all made it y'all ultimate goal to activate her. Because quiet as it's kept, loud as they're acting, Marlo and Sheree want Phaedra to come back on the show. Now, Phaedra is minding her business over there on Married to Medicine. Okay, apparently she has been casted for this season. So don't worry about her, sweetheart. She ain't worrying about being on this show. And if she wanted to be on this show, please believe Andy Cohen will bring her tail back and Candy would just exit left. So I think so basically what Sheree and Marlo are perceived to be doing, what people are saying in the streets, okay? Because they say in the streets all the time on Atlanta, is that they're trying to push Candy off of the show so that they can bring Phaedra back. So that's why they keep trying to activate her and they want her to earn her check. So, what does earning your check consist of? Because Candy has been the only one, really, well, one of the main people, not the only one, I won't say that. She's been one of the main people really showing her life on the show. Why does everybody have to have a whole bunch of turmoil going on? Just because her mother is not visibly disrespecting Todd anymore, like she was in the past, and that was creating y'all entertainment. Now she's having issues in her marriage, but that's not good enough for you. Then y'all want to talk about she ain't around her children enough and all this. You don't even know her. You don't know what's going on in her personal life. Candy is doing the best she can to balance it all. And it just really bothers me when people always shame mothers that are working parents. Now, there's always a need for balance. That's for sure. But Marlo, you sat up there and sent your nephews away because you needed a break. And you sent them away almost indefinitely. It's not like you sent them away for a weekend so you can get a break. You sent them away for months. And people was saying it was almost a year. I'm like, did you get them back just so they can film on the show with you? It's given very weird. But anyway, she's sitting there. They talking about her wig and the spoof that Candy did. And then Rico was like, you should have told her to shift that part over just a little bit. And I'm like, Rico, not too much from you. You don't want to participate in the shenanigans, okay? Because you did design Candy's dress for her wedding. So you probably going to get way more money from Candy potentially than you will from Marlo. So let's just stop. But moving on, we are getting to everybody arriving to Ross's birthday party. It is fab, fab, fab on top of fab. Okay. So everybody comes in. Then we see Ralph with no Drew. He said she had a family emergency. Well, Ralph, you her husband and you a part of her family. So why are you up here partying it up? You're about to shake a tail feather and y'all got a crisis going on at home. What is going on? This man, I'm going to leave that alone. But everybody else was looking at him just as weird as I'm looking at him right now. Okay? So then we have Martell and Sheree rolling and strolling through. Okay? Martell just wants to be seen, want to be a part of stuff, trying to always want to look like he doing something, ain't never doing nothing. Okay. And he's talking, yeah, I killed that scene. In his interviews, he talking about, yeah, run around talking, yeah, I killed that scene. No, I don't believe you bit more killed no scenes and more than a man in the moon. I believe that they dragged you all up and down the corner and around the street on this show, and I cannot wait to see it because Kenya slightly did it, and I can't wait till she take you all the way down to the gutter in the next episode. So moving on, Aaron he comes out, him and Sanya finally come out and do their big, ta-da, here I am, have a good old time. Aaron thanks everybody for being there, and they get the partying it up and dancing. So they have some blackjack tables. I guess it's like a casino kind of theme or whatever, but everybody looks really, really nice. I must say that. And even though Marlo gets on my nerves, she do put some nice outfits together. So now we have Courtney and Courtney approaches Candy. Okay. And of course, Marlo has to make her way around the drama in some sort of way. So she's kind of acting like she's catacornered, standing to the back while she's listening to all of the foolishness. But Courtney comes over and she's like, yeah, well, I heard that there's like this issue where you were saying that you don't know me, or you know me, but you don't know me, and all this. I don't even know what was really going on here. But Courtney was giving off this very negative energy. And you're approaching Candy like she gives a damn. Why did you even need to have that conversation with her? Obviously, it was a bad game of telephone where Candy, somebody asked, did Candy know you? She didn't know you. Then apparently now you're saying that people are saying that Candy saying she don't know you, or that she does know you. I don't know. I can't keep up. I cannot keep up. It's just one of those things where this just didn't need to happen. It really just didn't. It was too much. But she was activating Candy because Candy is feeling ultimately disrespected in this moment, because she's like, girl, who are you and why are you in my face? I'm already, and I think Candy said she was already amped up because of all the stuff that had just took place on the SWV and Escape show. Then she got the stuff going on with Todd. It's just a lot for her right now, for this nobody chick to be coming up to her and having weird arguments with her over some stupid stuff. Like, I don't even know why she felt the need to approach Candy over that. Whether she says she knows you or not, who cares? Unless she about to give you a check or give you some money or give you an opportunity, why do you care? It's clearly that you're over here trying to be messy. Okay. So then on the other side of the drama, we got Kenya, Sheree, and Sanya sitting off to the side. So Kenya proceeds to tell Sheree about the whole Martell and her DMs thing. And how people are saying that Martell is sleeping with somebody else in Atlanta. He got other chicks. And uh Sheree is like, well, if he want to mess with a Honda, I'm a Ferrari. Like, that's a downgrade if he messing with other women and da 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 da. I'm like, girl, okay, girl. So then, that almost, as she's, Kenya is like, I'm not trying to be rolling around on the ground with She-Man. So I'm not trying to make a big deal out of this. So it kind of moves towards the end of the episode with that, with Candy over here arguing with the Courtney girl about the headbutt her ass, as she said. I'm just like, is this what we about to be dealing with on Atlanta? Now, listen, don't get me wrong. I may be a little tired right now doing this interview. I mean, this review, but the episode was very entertaining. I am looking forward to seeing so much more. I want to see Kenya with this new dude. I wonder how that works when you going through a divorce and you starting to date somebody. But it seems like Candy said that Moneta is a great matchmaker. She's good at hooking people up. But she hooking everybody up with the WPs. I mean, is Moneta the keeper of the WP men? Because she's married to one? Is she like the gatekeeper of, or she's the liaison to help you get into that world? Is that what that is? But hey, whatever shade you come in, if you're a good man, according to Iyanla, even if you're a garbage man, I mean a bus driver, everybody deserves a chance. So I want to see Kenya with this guy. Okay. But yeah, Candy, we don't want you out here headbutting people, sis. Don't let these people get you that activated, because it's really just not that serious. And Courtney, don't nobody know you, and frankly, don't nobody care about you. Let it burn, like Usher says, because we do not care. But anyway, y'all, I'm excited to see what this new season is going to give. I will also be doing a review on Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. So stay tuned for that. And then also show up for the Unbiased Opinion panel I will be doing with my girl, Conversations with Sean, tonight, I believe at 8:30. Okay, I'm doing this video at damn near 1 o'clock in the morning a.m. now, but y'all will see the video later, early in the morning, and then we'll do it at night. We'll be doing it on Let me give you the date to be exact. What's today? The 10th? The 9th? It'll be the 9th that we're going to be doing the unbiased opinion panel. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all for watching. Please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else that's going to be watching this show too and wants to see Martell get dragged for filth, because Kenya already got him with the you and your ex-wife and your baby mama and all that. Child, Kenya gonna eat his tail up, and I am here for every single second of it. All right. But anyway, y'all, until next time, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.